Can you see me and the slide as well?
Yes, ma'am.
मैं भी दिखाई दे रही हूँ और स्लाइड भी दिखाई दे रही है आपको?
नहीं, हाँ हाँ
हाँ कि नहीं?
हाँ, पहले नहीं, बीच में नहीं दिख रही थी, अभी दिख रही।
Okay, fine. See, yeah, you just tell me.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, in the last lecture, what we have seen the perspective of intelligence. I will just open that particular slide wherein we have done, yes, perspective of intelligence we have done. Now, today we will just start with it, abstract intelligence, social intelligence, and concrete intelligence. Okay, fine. Now, I will just have a link between it, perspective on intelligence. Just mute. Yeah. Perspectives on intelligence. There were two different types of perspectives. Intelligence as a single ability, single general ability, and intelligence as a multiple abilities. Yes. Now, when we say intelligence as a single ability, that means it is just specified as a single general ability within an individual. Now, and when we say multiple abilities, a person who is having a multiple abilities, he is good in drawing, he is good in singing, he is good in academics, so he is having multiple abilities. Yes, so that person is also called as intelligence, and a person who is having a single ability is also called as intelligent person. Now, here there are different psychologists, E.L. Thorndike, Lewis Thurston, and Charles Spearman. They have explained intelligence on different aspects. Let us see what are they.
मैम कौन सा चैप्टर है?
Intelligence, chapter number 2.
ओके
We have completed chapter number 3 last time. I hope you were there last time also. Personality we have just done, completed it, and we have started with it. This half of the chapter I have done, but again I have revised in the last section, and again I am just giving you a glimpse of it. Now, perspective on intelligence by different psychologists. Thorndike, he have differentiated intelligence by three different aspects, that is abstract intelligence. Abstract intelligence is a person who is having academic knowledge. In simple terms, who is having an academic knowledge. Social intelligence, a person who is having a ability to deal with the people in the surrounding, understanding them. Social intelligence. And in concrete intelligence is a mechanical intelligence, wherein a person has to utilize the concrete materials. That is called as concrete intelligence. What we say, engineers, yes, engineers, doctors, they are said to have concrete intelligence. Is it clear? Understood?
यस
Yes, ma'am.
Now, this was already been done in the previously it was been done. Gauri, do you remember?
Yes, ma'am.
Very previously, when we were having this
Class class.
studies, yes, studies going on, that time I have explained you. Now, let us start with the Lewis Thurston. He have specified intelligence on 7 different aspects. The next one, this was Thorndike. Now it is Lewis Thurston. He have specified intelligence on 7 different aspects. That is verbal comprehension. Verbal comprehension, how the person is verbally good in speaking. Verbal comprehension. Muskan, I think you were there in the last lecture. There in the last session. On Tuesday, I had some problem, but almost whatever things I have explained you, that was only an initial part. Again, I have focused on those aspects also. Now it is going to have a second part of the chapter. Now let us begin with it. Verbal, verbal comprehension. You people know verbal, how we verbally communicate with. Word fluency, how fluent a word is being pronounced. Number facility, how numbers are being used in different tricks, in different manners in games. Yes. Spatial visualizations, that is having a keen observation. Yes, visualization means having an observation. Spatial visualizations, that is keen observation. Associative memory, whatever you have observed, you have kept into your memory, whether it's a long-term memory or short-term memory, how you can memorize those things. Perceptual speed. Perceptual speed means how you can compare one thing with another. How you can compare one thing with another, that is called as perceptual speed. And reasoning. Reasoning means on what sense are you reasoning, are you giving the reason, or you reasoning that particular sentence or statement. Is it clear? Are you clear with all the 7 points? Do you have any doubt over here? Verbal comprehension, the person, how the person is verbally good in comprehending. Yes, verbal, yes, communication. Good, word fluency, that means how fluent the word has been pronounced, fluently said. Number facility, the numbers are being used within a different tricks in a games point of view, in games manner. Spatial visualization, whatever has been observed, how it has been observed, what extent it has been observed, a keen observation. And associative memory, whatever it has been observed, how it is being memorized in your memory. Yes, and perceptual speed means how it has been compared. That means comparison of one thing with another, that is called as perceptual speed. And reasoning, the way you are reasoning it. Is it clear?
Yes.
Now, yes, now let us begin with,
Yes.
and it's a kind request, please be attentive with the lectures. Don't bunk the lectures any moment, because afterwards, this till now I have whatever lectures or whatever lessons which I have done earlier, I have revised it. But after completion of this chapter, or from now onwards, I am not going to revise the part. It's a request to you people. Yes, now Charles Spearman, please pay attention. In 1927, Charles Spearman, with the help of statistical method, identified 2 different factors of intelligence. Now, which are those factors? That is general factors, which has been specified or denoted by the word, denoted by the alphabet G, and specific factors denoted by an alphabet S. Now, general factor, when we talk about, let us understand what is general factor. It is a minimum competence required to carry out daily activities. Yes, whatever a person gets up in the morning, whatever the person does, the activity, a general ability or general activity, what a person does. But a specific factor, where a specific factor includes ability which are required to solve. Yes, which are required to solve the problems. Now, in a scientific area. Now, as we are doing online lectures, I am teaching you online. Are you able to understand it? If you are not able to understand it, you ask me. So these are the abilities which we are able to explain you the lessons. Now, if a person is caught out in the problem, that person has to use his IQ and to find out the solution for it. Yes, use his ability and to find a solution for that particular ability, for that particular problem, not ability, problem. As it's pandemic situation, we can't do a classroom teaching, so we are doing online teaching by using this laptop, mobiles, or n number of different gadgets. Yes, now these are the specific abilities, or specialized abilities which we are using. We are explaining you the lesson with the help of videos, PPTs. So these are the specialized abilities which we use it to explain the chapter. Is it clear? General,
Yes, ma'am.
it's normal general, but specific factor, when we use a specific ability to explain you, or we use a specific ability to find out the problem for this, to find out the solution for the problem. Now, Raymond Cattell and John Horn. Let us see. Now, Raymond Cattell and John Horn, they were the psychologists. Again, what happened? They have defined, or they have brought up the theory of intelligence on 2 different aspects. That is fluid intelligence and crystallized intelligence. Yes, fluid intelligence and crystallized intelligence, according to them, yes, according to Raymond and John, fluid intelligence is dependent on neurological development and it's relatively free from the influences of learning and experiences. Now, when we say neurological development, that is development of our brain. Fluid intelligence is dependent on the development of our brain. Yes, when we say the brain is developed, when we understand the things, when we observe the things and we understand. Fluid intelligence, that means it tells that, it specifies that our brain is developed. Now, crystallized intelligence. Yes, crystallized intelligence is not dependent on one's neurological development and its function of one's educational attainment. Yes, it is not dependent on the neurological development, but it is related with the educational attainment, the education on the academic part. Yes, it is focusing on the academic part, but fluid intelligence, it is focusing on the developmental part of the brain, that is neurological development. When we say neurological, it is development of the brain. Okay, and crystallized intelligence, it is related with the education attainment, education achievements of a person. Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Huh. Now, Muskan. Yes, Muskan. She's not there. Gauri.
Yes,
Gauri.
ma'am.
Muskan is not there.
She is there.
Yes, Gauri. Now you please, can you please explain me what is spatial visualization?
Spatial
Spatial visualization.
visualization. In observation, no, ma'am.
Spatial visualization.
In observation.
Okay, fine. Observation. Okay, fine. Perceptual speed.
Perception speed.
Hmm?
How you can compare one thing to another thing.
Okay, fine. Yes. Now I want Muskan to answer me. Muskan.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Now Charles Spearman has identified intelligence on two different grounds, on two different factors. Which are those factors?
General factor, specific factor.
Okay, fine. Now, yes, listen. Yeah. Now, Muskan, tell me, in fluid intelligence is based on which, on development of what? Dependent on dash development. Gauri, you answer me.
Neurological development.
Yes, good. Neurological development. Are the concepts clear till here?
Yes, ma'am.
No, by your answers, I have understood that concepts are very much clear. Muskan, are the concepts clear for you? Now, let us begin with the next part, measurement of intelligence. Now, let us understand measurement of intelligence. Here, there are different psychologists came into existence. They have done different research. Now, let us understand they have done different research to understand what is intelligence. Paul Broca and Sir Francis Galton. whichever psychologist, the name which I'm specifying in this particular slides or throughout, please have a note of it. Every time I tell you, sit with book and a pen. Now, Paul Broca and Sir Francis Galton were among the first scientists who have brought about measuring intelligence, who came up with the concept of measuring intelligence. What happened in the year 1880s? Sir Francis Galton, a psychologist, he have determined intelligence by measuring the size of the human skull. Human skull means, I think you know, the brain. When you see the skeleton, body skeleton, scalp, you see human skull, and assume that large the skull, the smarter the person. Large the skull, the person will be much smart. Just a moment. Yeah. Just a moment. Huh. Hmm. Hmm. Huh. Now pay attention. Yeah. Larger the human skull, the more the smarter the person is. Yes, this was an experiment, or this was been given by Sir Francis Galton. He have determined that intelligence is being measured by measuring the size of the human skull. More big the skull is, more smarter the person. Yes. Now let us see the next one. Yes. Now pay attention. In the early 1890s. Now, previously, please have a note of there is a relation between this measuring of intelligence, this test with the further one, because there is again this test has been revised. Again, there are some changes brought to the test. So now in the year 1880s, Sir Francis Galton have determined intelligence. Again in the year 1890s, Raymond Cattell, an assistant in Sir Francis Galton laboratory. Now who was Raymond Cattell? Raymond Cattell was an assistant. Where he was an assistant? At San Francis laboratory. Galton's laboratory, he was an assistant. He was working as an assistant. This laboratory was where it was at United States. Yes, termed mental test. Now he was a person who have given the term mental test. He came up with a term that is mental test for the first time. Yes, for the first time. Now here Raymond Kettle shared Sir Francis Galton's view that intelligence is best measured through sensory tasks. He has told what Sir Francis told, that human skull, if it is big, more the smarter the person is. Now here again they came up with the views with the sensory task, that is intelligence is best measured through sensory task. Expanded Mentor's idea by emphasizing the test administration that is most standardized so that the results are comparable from one person to another, from person to person differs, and from situation to situation it differs. Yes, this test was being revised, as I've told you previously also, the test was being revised further. Now let us see. Yes, in the beginning of 20th century, in the beginning of 20th century, Theodore Simon, French psychologist, he was a French psychologist, Alfred Binet published. Now please pay attention. Alfred Binet published, yes, measurement, yes. Muskan, just answer me. Muskan, Gauri, you answer me.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Now, Sir Galton have measured. Sir Galton have measured intelligence on what basis? What did
Mental
he,
term, mental test.
Sir Galton has measured intelligence. Saying what? What did he said?
Ma'am,
Yes.
headsets, reaction time, visual accuracy.
Pardon?
Ma'am, Sam Galton administered a battery of test measuring variables.
नहीं नहीं.
We assume that larger the skull,
Yes, larger
smarter
the
person.
human skull, more the smarter the person is. Good, Gauri, keep it up. Now, pay attention. Now, we are in 20th century. What happened? Theodore Simon, he was a French psychologist. Alfred Binet. Yes, Alfred Binet published the first scale of intelligence in the year 1905. Now, Alfred Binet, these were the two persons. Yes, these were the two persons. Alfred Binet published. Now, when we say Alfred Binet, Alfred Binet published the first scale of intelligence in the year 1905. Alfred Binet was the father of intelligence test. Alfred Binet was the father of intelligence test. Binet and Simon. Now, Binet and Simon, pay attention again, I am repeating, in the 20th century, Theodore Simon and Alfred Binet, these two people came together. Yes, these two people came together to have the study of intelligence scale. उन्होंने intelligence scale study बनाया था. In which century? Which century?
क्या बोला मैम आपने? क्या क्वेश्चन पूछा?
हाँ, मैंने अभी जस्ट मैंने बताया आपको. In the beginning of 20th century, pay attention now. In the beginning of 20th century, Theodore Simon, he was a French psychologist, and Alfred Binet, they both came together to have the study of intelligence scale. Now, Alfred Binet published the first scale of intelligence. In which year? 1905. Yes, and he was also known as father of intelligent test. Yes.
1905
Now,
or 19 ma'am?
1905. 1905.
1905.
Yes. 1905. तो बाइनेट एंड साइमन ओनली फर्स्ट बाइनेट ने जो पब्लिश किया था, बाइनेट ने इंटेलिजेंस स्केल थ्योरी पब्लिश किया था, तभी सिर्फ बाइनेट ही थे. He was a concerned person who have introduced the theory of intelligence scale in the year 1905. But later on, with Alfred Binet, Theodore Simon भी उनके साथ में आए. And what happened? This theory, that is intelligence test theory, was again revised. एल्फ्रेड ने जो थ्योरी बनाया था वो 1905 में बनाया था. But again with Alfred, Simon also came with him. Yes, they both studied together and they have just revised that theory, intelligent test theory, in the year 1908. Yes, revised. Whenever we say revised, means there are some changes made to the theory or made to something.
Yes.
Okay, now just a moment. Now again that intelligence scale theory was revised in which year again?
1911.
Yes, 1911. समझ में आया? Understood? Be louder.
Yes ma'am.
Yes. Now pay attention. I will be asking you. This is very much important part of the theory aspect, because first it was Sir Galton's. With Sir Galton, who was a person? Who was a person with Sir Galton?
Scientist.
Paul Boraco. Yes. Just simple theories they have done. But this theory which was being published by Alfred, it was being revised again and again. Now let us see. Lewis Thurman from Stanford University revised the Binet and Simon. जो Alfred Binet and Theodore Simon ने जो theory बनाया था. Yes, the theory which was being brought up by Alfred Binet, that is Binet-Simon theory, that was again been revised by whom? by Lewis Thurman. Lewis Thurman was a psychologist who have revised the Binet-Simon theory. In which year again?
1916.
Yes, 1916. He adapted few items, added either items, established new age norms to the theory what they were doing or the theory what they have published, intelligence scale theory. In that theory again he have made changes. Yes, he have taken the people of different age groups, the people of different IQ level. This theory, the Lewis Thurman, he have revised the Binet-Simon theory. Again, that theory being was revised in the year 1937, later on 1960, then 1972, 86, 2004. Understood? They used to study the human mental ability, and then they used to revise the theory. समझ में आया? They used to have that they used to take different people of different age group. They used to take people with different IQ level. They used to do the study on those, and again they used to revise those theories. Understood? समझ में आया?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Gauri, it is understood by you. Now, pay attention. Let us see concepts related to measurement of intelligence. Now, pay attention. Mental age. As I've told you, they have revised the theory. They have taken different people with different age groups. They have taken different people with different IQs. Now let us understand mental age. What is mental age? Can you tell me what is mental age? आपने mental नाम सुना है? Mental age भी सुना होगा 11th standard में. Might have heard this term, mental age. Mental age was introduced by Alfred Binet, what we have seen in the last slide. Yes, he devised a test comprising of items specified for different age group levels and measured mental age of various people. Yes, now let us see. Mental age can be defined in the mental age can be defined as the age at which individual performs successfully on all items on the test prepared for that test. Now, if you see next to the definition, I have taken a table where I have mentioned the individual's name, the chronological age, what actually their ages are, the age at which individual performed successfully on all items. Yes, and mental age. Now let us see. Now if you see individuals, we have Isha, Ankit and Rajesh. Isha is in the chronological wise, Isha's age is 10, same as Ankit and Rajesh also. Now there was a specimen test being taken. Yes, specimen test been taken. This test, yes, this test, that is Isha, at the specimen test they have individually performed. Yes, they have individually performed, and we have understood whose ability is what. What is their mental ability or mental age? Yes. Now if you see the age at which individual performed successfully on all items, at the age of 12, Isha have performed successfully. Yes. Now if you see successfully Isha have performed, her IQ is 12. Now if you see Ankit individually performed on 10, that is prepared for that age, that is 10. He have performed whatever his age was, accordingly he have performed on his IQ or mental age is 10 years. But Rajesh, being his age is 10, yes, his IQ, his mental age in years, after applying or after specifying that specimen test, or after applying or after solving that specimen test, whatever marks he have got, as per the mental age, his years is 8 years. Understood? Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Now explain me this again. Gauri? Muskan,
Yes, ma'am.
have you understood? Individual's name has been given, their age has been given. At what age are they performing? Whatever the things they are being performing individually. Yes, on the items, that is a specimen test has been taken of theirs, and how they are performing accordingly, their IQ has been measured. Wherein the age is 10, but a person can understand as if his age is 12. Understanding, that means his IQ is good. Gauri, pay attention again, I'm explaining. A person, Isha's age is 10, but she is performing in the examination as if she knows everything and she have performed good. And her IQ is measured as 12. Ankit, his age is 10. According to age only he have performed in his examination or in the specimen test. And whatever the mental age has been, that is 10. Same as his chronological age. Rajesh age is 10, but the way he have performed, Rajesh age is 10, but the way he have performed is just 8, wherein he have not performed good. As per his age, he is not having abstract knowledge. Yes? Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, how should I judge your IQ? Because whenever I ask you any questions, people are very much busy. Yes?
No.
Have you understood this? If not, please let me know.
इसमें यही दिखा है ना मैम कि उसकी क्रोनोलॉजिकल एज है, मतलब ईशा की 10 है,
हाँ,
मतलब वो परफॉर्म जिस वजह से कर रही है कि मेंटल एज उसकी 12 है, ऐसे आईक्यू
12 है, हाँ, यस, समझ में आया। अंकित की एज, अंकित का एज 10 है, उसने जैसे परफॉर्म किया है टेस्ट में, उसने उसके एज के हिसाब से ही परफॉर्म किया और उसका आईक्यू भी मेजर हुआ है 10 इयर्स के हिसाब से। राजेश, बल्कि उसका एज, उन्होंने एज ग्रुप सबका सेम लिया है, but Isha is behaving, or Isha has specified, or Isha have solved the paper in such a way that she is 12 years old. But in Rajesh being 10 years old, he is not able to solve the paper at that extent level. Wherein his IQ is been judged as 8 years. समझ में आया? हाँ, मैं क्यों पूछ रही हूँ बार बार, क्योंकि आपको ये समझ में आना चाहिए मेंटल एज क्या है, इंटेलिजेंस क्वेश्चन क्या है. Yes, because these are the basic concepts, it should get clear. Now let us begin with the next one, intelligence quotient. Now directly I will be discussing about the table. The same individual we have taken, Isha, Ankit and Rajesh. Mental age wherein the way they have performed, that is Isha being 10, she have performed as if it is 12. Yes, 12, 10, 8, their marks. Chronological age, if you have seen, chronological age, everybody is 10. All the three of them are 10. Now let us understand, when we are talking about intelligent quotient, which are the two main important concepts, that is mental age and chronological age. What are they? We have to understand that first. Now, the concept of intelligent quotient, IQ, was introduced by German psychologist William Stern. If you have a book in front of you, the textbook, please do mark this. Who is the father of intelligent test scale? Who is the father of intelligence test scale?
Binet, Alfred.
Yes, Alfred Binet. Good, huh? Very good. Anywhere I will be asking you questions, please be very much attentive. The concept of intelligence quotient, IQ, was introduced by German psychologist, that is William Stern, in the year 1912 as a ratio of mental age, that is MA, to chronological age, that is CA. Now let us understand. Stern computed IQ, that is intelligent quotient, by the formula later, that is IQ by multiplying the ratio of MA, mental age, and CA, chronological age, by 100. Yes, now let us understand this. Here he have taken a formula to find out the intelligence, that is mental age multiplying the mental age and chronological age. That is, first if I am talking about Isha, it is 12 into 10 upon 100. Yes, so it is 120 they have given. Above average they have calculated. Now let us understand how it is. Now relationship, that is relation between the mental age and chronological age are. Now Isha's age is 10. If you see, yes, if you see Isha's age is 10 and mental age, when she have performed in the specimen test, she have performed as if she is 12. Understood? So what happened? Mental age is greater. Being her chronological age is 10, her mental age is greater than CA. Understanding? Now Ankit is 10 and chronological age, mental age is 10 and chronological age is also 10. That means MA, that is mental age, is equal to chronological age. Now Rajesh, he have mental age, that means he have scored or he have act as 8 years in the specimen test, but actual age is 10 years. So what will happen? Mental age is less, because as per his age he's about like he have secured, like he have attempted like 8 years boy is attempting the specimen test. So mental age is less than the chronological age. Understanding? So here the formula, that is 12 into 10 by 100. The answer they have got by the above average, they have found out 120 in the case of Isha, 100 in the case of Ankit, and 80 in case of Rajesh. I hope this you people have understood till here.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Now let us understand types of intelligence tests. Now, what are the different types of intelligence tests based on methods of administration and based on methods of material used? Now, under administration part, individual test of intelligence and group test of intelligence you can see in the flow chart, and on based on materials it is verbal test of intelligence and non-verbal test of intelligence. Now we will be looking after the advantages and disadvantages of it. Now let us start with the first one. Yes, individuals test of intelligence, individual test that can be administered to a single individual. Individual intelligence tests that can be administered to a single individual at a time are called as individual test of intelligence. Yes, when an individual is being observed, an individual's IQ or intelligence is being studied, that time it is being said that individual test of intelligence. Yes, now what are their advantages? The test administration can establish a rapport with the client. Yes, face to face, when we say a psychologist is communicating with the person who is having a psychological problem, at a time a psychologist will be treating only one single person. He won't be having a group of persons together. So in that case, what will happen? A person will be having a good rapport with the client. Yes, a test administration can establish a good rapport with the client. The test administrator can get additional information. Yes, when a psychiatrist is been communicating with a person, with an individual person who is having a psychological problem, that time what is the main concern of a psychiatrist? What is the main concern of a psychiatrist? When he is treating a person having a psychological disorder, what is the main concern of a psychiatrist?
क्या पूछा मैम आपने? मुझे क्वेश्चन समझ में नहीं आया.
हाँ. Now a person, सुनो, a psychiatrist is treating a person who is having a psychological disorder. Now, when a psychiatrist is treating a person who is having a psychological disorder, psychiatrist का main aim क्या होगा? What will be the main aim of the psychiatrist? अभी समझ में आया? Now, I am a psychiatrist. and you are a person who is having a psychological disorder. आप मेरे पास आए, now मेरा एम क्या होगा? आपको जब मैं ट्रीट करने के लिए बैठूंगी तो व्हाट विल बी माय एम? मेरा मोटिवेशन क्या होगा या मेरा
मैम
गोल क्या होगा?
मैम
यस, टेल मी.
आप टेस्ट करोगे उसके रिपोर्ट विद क्लाइंट?
रिपोर्ट में डायरेक्टली टेस्ट करूंगी?
नहीं, मीन्स आप यू विल टॉक टू द क्लाइंट,
हाँ, so
यू विल
how I will
सर्च
be
द
talking?
प्रॉब्लम.
Yes, so I will start gaining information from him.
यस.
Yes, how I will be getting information? Yes, by asking some questions, by seeing his mood, the way the body language, the way he answers me. Yes, so the test administration can get additional information about the client's feelings. Yes, he will be observing that person. Whenever I ask him that question, whether that person is a question of interest or question is of disinterest. कैसे होता है? कुछ कभी कभी ऐसे होता है कि द पर्सन वेर इन वी आर आस्किंग द क्वेश्चन और उसका अगर इंटरेस्ट का कुछ क्वेश्चन रहेगा, आपने पूछा है, ही विल बी सडनली ही विल बी गिविंग द आंसर. एंड इफ द पर्सन इज डिसलाइक क्वेश्चन, अगर आपने उनको पूछा है और डिसइंटरेस्ट वाला क्वेश्चन पूछा है, ही इज नॉट इंटरेस्टेड टू गिव आंसर फॉर दैट क्वेश्चन, starts ignoring. So he will be having an observation about his feelings, the moods, the facial expression, the body language during testing. Individual tests are more capable of measuring creative thinking compared to group tests. Yes, instead of person treating a group, individual test intelligence is more useful, more capable of measuring a creative thinking of an individual. समझ में आया ये इंडिविजुअल टेस्ट ऑफ इंटेलिजेंस? नाउ लेट अस सी व्हाट इज द डिसएडवांटेज. यस, डिसएडवांटेज क्या होगा? इट इज टाइम कंज्यूमिंग, क्योंकि आपको एक टाइम पे आपको एक ही पेशेंट या एक ही इंसान को उनका इंटेलिजेंट आईक्यू चेक करना है या ऑब्जर्व करना है. सो व्हाट इज द डिसएडवांटेज ऑफ इंटेलिजेंस टेस्ट? Individual tests are time consuming and costly to administer. Yes, it is time consuming and also costly. Individual test requires a trained and skillful examiner. Yes, जिनको जिस चीज का knowledge है. For example, I have taken an example. If a psychological disorder, if a person is having, then he will be requiring a psychiatrist only. That person won't be going to pediatrician or won't be going to gynecologist. Yes, so wherein that person will require a skillful examiner. समझ में आया? So required a trained and skillful examiner to administer him. Yes, administer, score and interpret them, to make them open up, speak up. समझ में आया? Now group test of intelligence. Yes, now group test of intelligence. Now let us see what is the group test of intelligence and what are the advantages of it. Intelligence test that can be administered to more than one person. Yes, group, the name itself we understand. Intelligence tests that can be administered to more than one person at a time are called as group test intelligence. Advantages of group test intelligence. What are the advantages? Let us see. Now, group tests are less time consuming and economical. Yes, they are less time consuming because we are about to sit with a group at a time. We will be questioning a group at a time. So what will happen? It will not consume more of the time. Within a time period, only we can have a group test intelligence conveyed. Economically also, it will be more less costlier as compared to individual test of intelligence. In administration, group test, the role of the examiner is minimal. Yes, कैसे होता है? The examiner का जो role है, the examiner in individual test of intelligence, the examiner plays a very important role while making the person to answer, to collect the information. But in group test of intelligence, the role of the examiner is less. Yes, so he need not go through any specialized training. Yes, so he need not go to any specialized training. A person who have just done a graduation in psychology also, he can also make the person open up, speak up. But a person is having a severe psychological disorder, that time only a person is required, an individual test of intelligence has been conducted on him, and that time only an individual person has been studied with his IQ, whether that person is a person requires a skillful person, a skillful trainer. But in group test, we we as a common person can also make a person speak up by asking different questions, because we are not asking us questions to a single person. There will be a group test of an intelligence being done at a time. समझ में आया?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Now, disadvantages of group test intelligence. Yes. Muskan?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, just answer my question, beta. Just a moment. It's almost 40 minutes now. Yeah.